This video is supported by Creality.
Hey guys, a few weeks ago I bought this absolutely obliterated McLaren 600 LT, and you've seen some of the videos where we've started putting it back together, primarily repairing some of the major damage that happened to the A-pillar, and then also fitting some of the OEM parts that we got for the car. We're doing a bunch of 3D printing, obviously, but the next things are going to be some parts that we're going to put on the car, and this is going to be kind of a mix. It's a little different from the Aventador, where we will get parts when we can that are actually OEM, buying from eBay and breakers yards. And then some of the more expensive or hard to get parts we're going to 3D print. So this should be very applicable to a lot of people who are doing a project sort of like this in their garage. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got and what we're going to do today. So first things first, you remember we replaced the rear subframe. We did that on the cheap, and so you can see the bad subframe is over there, and if I zoom in you can kind of see the place where it was broken. The casting was broken there where the suspension was supposed to be mounted. So if we go back over here, you can see that that is now not the case, and we actually have the track rod ends for the rear suspension. And what I was able to do is get a second-hand suspension for the rear. And the nice thing about this is, well, and the bad thing about it, the nice thing is it was cheap. The bad thing is that there's a few things that need to be replaced. A lot of the ball end joints, boots are basically ripped, so the ball joints will have to be replaced. And in addition, I was able to pick up a left hand or driver's side, but you can also see that one of the mounting pieces is actually broken off. So again, we're going to have to order those types of parts, but I priced those out and they're actually not too bad. So we'll be working on getting those on today. Wow guys, now you can ignore the kind of pixelated triangle-y look. That'll all get smoothed out, but you can really see how nicely that fits. I mean, that 3D scanner that we used to scale these parts and get them designed was a huge to the OEM panel. It's amazing. So yeah, bring your ideas to life. This is awesome. Now, normally on the Aventador, where she's sitting over here, we'll be looking at her tomorrow. I had to do things multiple times because I didn't have the tool of the scanner. So the ferret scanner that I got from Creality has been awesome, and you can see now with a single print I'm fitting almost OEM. Amazing. I'm just blown away, guys. And there you go. Just kind of stuck the tire. Obviously the car is a little higher than it will be, but yeah, I think that's looking great. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Remember, this is 3D printed. That is 3D printed, and those are all fitting the OEM parts very nicely. So again, this technology is just fantastic. Now guys, you can buy parts at a pretty reasonable rate on eBay for doing a build like this, but let me point out that all the parts that I have were highly damaged, including this lower quarter. And let's take a look real close of what I mean. because I got this for like, I think it was $150. So normally they go for hundreds, right? So if you have a little bit of skill or you want to learn a new skill, take a chance, and give it a go for yourself and see what you can do. I mean, you're not really out that much money if you totally screw it up, but you're going to be better at it the next time. So let's take a look at what I've done. So I got this little thingy that I've seen other YouTubers use where they have these little wire things that you put in with a little gun, and it kind of, you know, it's got the little wiggles in it, but it helps repair the plastic and give you some structure to the back so that when you actually finish it off, it's not going to crack. So you can see here I heated this area up and pulled it back out. This area still needs a little work because we have to fit into these slots here on the door sill. So we have to fit to these slots on the door sill, and that's going to require this part to be adjusted a little bit. Now the great thing about this is plastic. I believe they use a mix of polycarbonate and ABS for these types of panels, and we'll probably cover this in a layer of carbon fiber just to give it a little bit more strength, because it's really easy to do the skinning. And then again, we're going to scan this guy. It's got a little broken piece here that we can fill in SolidWorks, and then basically we'll cover both of these in carbon fiber. So I will use the OEM one, and then on the other side we'll use the 3D printed one. Now the other thing I did is I got these trim pieces here, and these were fairly cheap. They go up under here, but these are for a coupe. These are not for a Roadster or Spider. And so there's some slight differences, but I couldn't find two of them. So I went ahead and bought these two because the pair was actually cheaper than a single one of the proper type, which is for the Spider. The reason I didn't do that is because these were like half the price of just one of those. And these can be modified so that they'll fit in here. That's the hope. We'll see. Oh, and we got this too. Now these are held in with, there's actually a level guy here. I can show you. This is a little level sensor. We may or may not use those. I am not going to do the McLaren hydraulic system. I might do something else for a front lift system like I did on the Aventador. But the coilovers and that mechanism, just way too expensive. I can almost buy an engine for the price to do all four corners. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Deviating somewhat from OEM. Obviously, we're going to do that with the engine, and I'll tell you about that here in a few minutes. So let's get started with this. I gotta tell you, I love the Aventador. I love working on it. When you can just bolt stuff up, yeah. I guess that's more fun sometimes. Maybe it's after you've done a scratch build. I don't know. Yeah, wheel bearings even pretty good. So there we go. We've got the brake caliper mounts and everything on there. These, I will probably go OEM with the brake calipers because they're actually not that expensive. And then we'll probably go with the ceramic discs because, again, while they're a little pricey, they're only about twice the cost of, at least used ones are twice the cost of new steel ones. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Again, if you guys want to help, I'm running out of cash. So anyway, I just appreciate you guys watching. But if you can help, please do. What we'll do is we'll write your name on the car so that in future videos you can see who's actually contributed to the build. And I think eventually we'll try to put all those names somewhere on the car. So anyway, if you guys like that idea, please either give us a super like or go over to Subscribestar. Otherwise, just watch, like, and subscribe. So let's keep going. So these are for M14 on a 5 by 112 millimeter bolt pattern. The wheels that I have are on a 5 by 4.5 inch wheel pattern, but they make a nice little adapter. So we're gonna use those for a roller, and then when we can afford some actual 5 by 112s, we'll go ahead and take those off and put the new wheels on. So stay tuned for that. Let's go do the other side. So this side has a little bit more issues. That's because it was cheaper. Let's take a look at those. Okay, first of all, this boot is obliterated, so that's going to need replacing. And then we're missing a tab here. I think I can get these one at a time from either McLaren or eBay. I don't know, but I may actually have one of these because I did have one really nasty bent control arm that I kept, so I'll have to check that one. And then we got to take this track rod end off because we already have one. So let's get at it. It's always important to keep your parts. We've got the right proper piece for the broken off tab, so we can replace that. And then we actually have a good ball joint. So yay, A+. Let's get this on. whatever you do, you guys are putting threads into aluminum. This goes without saying, but for those of you who don't know, make sure you finger them in first. Sorry for the ugly reference, but that way when you put an impact driver or something else on it, you're not cross-threading it. You know, aluminum is very susceptible to that, so be careful. Now I'm just putting 2 bolts top and bottom for now. I ordered some high strength M10s that are comparable to these guys, but they're not quite here yet. So when those come in, I'll put those on. So there you go, minus the coilovers. I also need some of these towers as well, but I think those are relatively inexpensive. And then I can put standard coilovers in here. Again, this is just so we can get a roller, and I might go that route because the OEM suspension is just way too expensive. So anyway, that's all done. I just wanted to show you guys. Remember when I showed the pictures? Look how twisted that is. That was part of the impact of this car, and it just bent that aluminum. Ouch. All right, so I got this piece in here. It looks pretty good. I have to fix this hole that somebody cut in there. God knows why they cut the hole in there, but they did. And you can see there's a little bit of a gap back here. I'm not really sure that that's going to be a big deal for me, but we'll see. And then I could actually fill that in with a 3D print and then make a skirt that goes up the side there, and then make some structure underneath that will support that cover that goes there. So yeah, so I'm gonna do the same as I did here. The other thing I did was I actually got this bolted from the other side, so no more tape. Put in some mounts, and you can see the fitment is pretty darn good. So I'm pretty happy with the way that print came out. I'm printing one for the for that side, so we'll see how that comes out. Suspension is in. Man, starting to look like a car, maybe. I don't know. You guys can let me know if it looks like a car or still a Hulk, but it's getting there. Still have a lot of damage to repair, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with the project. So yeah, this is our new Surmoon, I think is the way it's pronounced, D3 Pro. Creality sent this to us to help us do more printing faster, so we can make progress on the car. So far, I'm really digging this one. It's just as fast, it seems, as the K1, so it can print just as fast, maybe in 12 or 15 hours for each print. The really cool thing is that the spool goes on the inside. It's also a dual head machine, so you can actually have support material in there, which I don't do, so it's, you know, kind of up to the user. But yeah, I'm really, it worked right out of the box. Basically unboxed it, followed the quick guide here, and boom, I'm printing. So I got this yesterday afternoon, and here we are, mostly through a print. Well, that's it for the McLaren. I've had a very productive Saturday, getting some of the parts that we got on, repairing some of the parts that are completely messed up, and modifying some parts. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us, and we'll see you next time.